Hi everyone, Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat and day 11 of Christmas in July. So today's video, the theme is Follow That Star, and I recently bought this Greetery die, which I think is called Starburst? No, Starstruck. And it's got a lovely outline die, and then it does cut out some lovely stars in the middle and lots of little swirly bits. And I didn't buy it specifically with this in mind, but you know what it's like, you get a new stash and you want to play with it. So this is the one that came out. So I cut it from some pieces of the black foiled cardstock from Kingston Crafts, which is fab quality cardstock, foiled cardstock, and I love the colours in it, but I really love this black, it's so cool. There's also a fab white that's slightly holographic. To be honest, I haven't really used that before, and I think that this would look really cool with that too. But what I did have the idea of Follow the Star was to have kind of like a night sky effect, like almost like the Northern Lights type effect. So I'm using distress inks onto, really heavily pushing them into the cardstock, not using a blending tool or anything, and just covering the whole thing, and then I use a little bit of spray of water just to blend some of the harsher edges. It doesn't really make a difference, and to be honest it doesn't matter on the final thing because you end up cutting quite a lot of black on it, and you'll see in a minute it looks a bit different. So it looks a right old mess like that. I've dried it up, and now I'm grabbing the black soot, and the black soot I am using a blending tool, so apologies this goes really shaky because it wobbles the whole desk when I'm doing it because I'm quite heavy-handed. So yeah, I'm really sorry that this is all juddery. I need to do something about that for future videos. Obviously I can't do anything about it now, it's done and dusted. But yeah, so quite a heavy amount of the black, and then I'm just literally sprinkling some water over it with a paintbrush to get some splatters and some like different colours, not colours but like variation in the tone. And now I'm taking the Kingston Crafts shimmer spritz spray, and this is the one that's called lamb's wool, I think it is, and it's kind of like a pearly goldy grey. It's almost like a beige colour, but it's beautiful, and it really looks gorgeous on this background now. And look how cool that looks. It took me probably 20 minutes to make this card, and that included all the die cutting, because you'll see in a minute I'm about to do lots of die cutting. I did cheat a little bit in terms of I've got a sentiment ready done, and I just stacked two on top of each other there from the pack the pouch of ready foiled and die cut sentiments. So it's quite a chunky sentiment, and that's going to go across to sort of make those two die cut panels link together. Now you'll see that the top panel isn't a full die cut because I couldn't be bothered getting another piece of black foiled cardstock, and I figured it wouldn't really matter in the final thing because I'm going to end up with the sentiment going across the middle, and you won't be able to tell it was actually two different die cuts. So that's something to consider really. Are there die cuts that you can make bigger, or you can turn them into something else? I always like to look and see, is there a part of this I can use in a different way? And I quite often use die cuts like poking out from things. So even if you've not got a complete piece of cardstock, it's fine because you're only poking it out from behind something else. So it would be hidden anyway, excuse me. I die cut it again from scraps. None of these were, I think, complete die cuts, from the gold, the green and the pink, because I thought that they would work nicely with the background, and it would just add that extra pop of colour. So you can see here I'm trying to work out, how do I do this? Am I going to do it so that it goes across at an angle? And that's what I decided to do. And I decided that the best way to do this was to actually stick them down straight away. I was umming and ahhing about how I would get the stars to be inlaid and whether I needed to put something sticky underneath, and I thought, no, quickest and easiest way is to stick it down to the background. You'll see I popped something heavy on top of it to let that glue sink in. And now I'm just adding some dots of glues into the shapes, and I'm going to add my little stars in. And I try to vary kind of so that there wasn't too many next to each other of the same colour type, etc. But to be honest, it really doesn't matter how you do this. And a couple of them, I hadn't quite got the right size star, I don't think. So I did do a little bit of fiddling and I know at the end I did have to adjust off camera whilst I was taking the photos of the final product. That bottom gold one just sort of gets a bit squiffy at one point. And then I just add 3 of the stars, 2 of black and 1 of a colour, to the side of the die cuts, just so that they kind of continue across the page, across the panel. And then I'm using quite a reasonable amount of glue on this, and I stick it down, and it does sort of seep out a bit, but just a little bit of a picking it up with the edge of my finger, and it's gone. And I trim this down. So I trimmed this down because I wasn't quite sure what size I wanted to make my card originally, so I had made it bigger. And I really like it against a white card blank, but I decided it needed a little border. So I decided to take more of that black cardstock to just give it a border, but I am absolutely not wasting all that cardstock. So I just take my craft knife, take a chunk out the middle, because then that can be used for other things. I don't like to waste that speciality cardstock. I really don't like it going to waste where you can't even see it. So gutting is, I think, the official word for it, but gutting the cardstock behind a panel. Nobody knows it's gone. You can see there. I could have taken more of it, to be fair. You can do it more neatly, but quick and easy is definitely how I did it. And then that's how I left it, because it's a gorgeous piece of inky card that's beautifully shimmery with that spray, and then those gorgeous foiled die cuts on the top. Probably easy to replicate, but a little bit fiddly with all those stars. But if you just spent the whole day die cutting, you could absolutely do it very easily, and then just make up your background separately. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please do give me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to see more. Until next time, bye.